Hi there, this is Tata, and welcome to It's Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. And let's get things off talking about the main event, which was a Cope Open match. It was Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki. Now, this was totally an unexpected match. This was not a match that I thought we were going to get. But this was a really great match. This was an awesome main event. Out of all the matches they had tonight, I'm really happy they went with this as a main event. My favorite spot in this match was when Adam Copeland and Murno, I think am I saying that correctly? Went through the barricade. I thought that was a really cool spot. Now, no lie, there was this one spot where Minoru Suzuki was putting Adam Copeland in a sleeper, and he was legit turning purple. I was a little worried for a second because I kind of thought oh my god, is he gonna pass out? Because he was turning purple. If you look closely, the color of his skin was changing color. It was purple. Now, one of the things that I like is that Adam Copeland used the kill switch here. He used it. So he was trying to send a message to Christian Cage here. And so Adam Copeland was victorious. No surprise there. I mean, he's trying to, with the rankings back, and he's trying to earn his way back for a TNT title opportunity. At the end of the match, Adam Copeland tells Minoru Suzuki respect and extends his hand to him, but you can tell Minoru Suzuki was not having this. He was upset. He didn't want to shake Adam Copeland's hand. He just left. And you see Christian Cage watching backstage. So very great way to end tonight's Dynamite. Obviously, the Cope Open's going to be used to get Adam Copeland to become number one contender for that TNT title. Probably, I would say, at Revolution. I think that's what's going to happen. Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. And if it doesn't happen at Revolution, can they extend it all the way to Double or Nothing? I mean, do you still have to have Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne turn on Christian Cage? So possibly they could extend it to Double or Nothing, but we'll see. Sooner or later, Adam Copeland will be a member of Suzuki Gun. These Copeland challenges have been fun. Yeah, they have been fun because they've been pretty unpredictable and a lot of unexpected fun. Dante Martin, Griff Garrison, and yeah, Minoru Suzuki. Who's next? Seriously, who do you guys think Adam Copeland's next opponent could be? I'm trying to think, and it's really hard. And that's the thing that I like about it, is that it's unpredictable. You don't know who he's facing in these open challenges. So I'm really digging these open challenges. This was a really fun match. What do you guys think of this match and of the Cope Opening? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section down below. Okay. So tonight's Dynamite kicked off with Samoa Joe going out into the ring. And, he introduces himself to Savannah, Georgia as the undisputed and undeniable world champion. And that the new championship endeavor is that title opportunities will not be given. They have to be earned, obviously, now because the ranking system is back. And he basically says the AEW superstars, yeah, he said superstars, are going to come out to the ring, battle tooth and nail for an opportunity of his title. But really what they're going to get is, and I quote, "You may think what you're getting is an opportunity at the championship, but I'm here to tell you you're going to be getting an opportunity to have the worst night of your life, because anyone who earns the right to face me is going to come into the ring, and I will do them just like I did Hook last week," unquote. So he's basically saying that he's going to beat them down, or as he said, beat them down mercifully, strangle them unconscious, and take everything from them. Those were his words. So Hook comes out and he interrupts, and basically he tells Samoa Joe that he doesn't know when and where, but he will see Joe again. And Hook really knocked it out of the park in that match with Samoa Joe. I mean, he looked like a star. Samoa Joe definitely put him over, even though he lost. I wouldn't mind seeing a part 2 to that match. And to add insult to injury, Samoa Joe tells security to get the unworthy out of his ring. And Hook locks the Red Room to a security, he lays him out, and then Joe goes and sits on commentary because he's gonna be on commentary for Penta Miedo versus Hangman Adam Page. And I have to say, Io, who's in the chat, shout out to you, Io, kind of tagged me in a post because he thought that Penta looked like the White Ranger. He kind of did with that white and gold vibe, you know. All he was missing was a shield and Saba, and you got the White Ranger, you know. But I got it, you know. I see what he was talking about. Kind of did give me White Ranger vibes, you know. And this is the Power Rangers. This is the wrestling podcast with the Power Rangers gimmick. I'm always gonna point out when a wrestler um, dresses like a Power Ranger, although that hasn't happened in a while. I mean, before, during the, you know, during 2020 and 2021, we had some wrestlers dress up as Power Rangers. So I would definitely like to see a Power Ranger attire again. But I did get those vibes. So thanks for tagging me in that post, Io. Shout out to you. Now, I thought this was a fun match. And like during the match, Hangman Adam Page kept looking at Samoa Joe, who was on commentary. One of the things I like is that Hangman he went like that to Penta and was like cowboy shit. Kind of, you know how like Penta does ese o miedo and he goes like that? He was just trying to throw it back to Penta. I like how both men do like the double clothesline and both of them go down. That Deadeye on the ring apron and then the Munta was pretty cool too. And the Buckshot Lariat ultimately did Penta and he did win. And like at the end, Hangman tells Joe that he's taking the world title from him. White, gold, black is the Ranger clicker there. That's funny. White, gold, black is the Ranger clicker there. You're funny, Ayo. All right, we get a Orange Cassidy backstage interview and like his reaction, because he was asked what his reaction to Roderick Strong calling him out was, and he just said it's okay. That's all he says. And that he's gonna wrestle Roderick Strong at Revolution. But yet he makes a point to note that Revolution is 6 weeks away, and he could have wrestled Strong last week. So basically, the whole gist of this is that his friends, his enemies, are going to face off at Rampage, and the winner of that match will face him on Collision because he's going to keep doing what he's going to keep doing. That's defending his title until we get to Revolution. Yeah, and it's pretty obvious Orange Cassidy is not losing that title anytime soon until he faces Roderick Strong at Revolution. I think he's definitely dropping that title to Roderick Strong. And then the whole Undisputed Kingdom will have gold. Well, almost all of the Undisputed Kingdom. You still need Wardlow to win the title, but we'll get to that in a bit. We get a Nicolas and Matthew Jackson segment. So, like, they're dressed in these suits and they're walking backstage. Now, Alex Marvez wants to talk to them about their first plan of action. Nick Jackson throws it back and says that he wants them to be called by their passport name, Nicolas and Matthew Jackson, which is hilarious because Jackson's not even their real last name. It's Massey? Massey, I think. That's how you say it. So it would be Nicolas and Matthew Massey here. If we're going to be honest. Copeland and Suzuki was awesome. Yes, it was. Now, I think it's funny that Matt Jackson says that they're the last two remaining and surviving EVPs, which is true because Cody Rhodes left AEW. Kenny Omega is out indefinitely because of his divertitis. I don't know how to say it. So they are technically the last two remaining and surviving EVPs. You know, they make note of how backstage morale is through the freaking roof and they fixed the catering problem. He asked Alex Marvez if he's had lunch because it was delicious and you're welcome. But most importantly, they're there to ensure the shows run smooth and wants to have a killer show. I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't pronounce that. It's really hard to pronounce. This is for me anyways. So they end up running into Top Flight in all of this. And they try to, make it a point to say that they're questioning them as to what if they just got there, where their credentials. But, they try to. Brock Lesnar had that years back. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he did have that years back. Matt Jackson just says that they're kidding, that they love Top Flight. And then as Top Flight's walking away, Matt Jackson whispers they're freaking killing it. So interesting little segment here. Obviously, the Young Bucks are kind of like blurring the line, so to speak. Like their promo last week. Divertic youth. Okay, thanks for that. So I know some people don't like the Young Bucks. And I feel like they're kind of playing into that here. I mean, they're the heels, and okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump to the Sting segment here because it plays into that. So during the Darby Allin and Sting segment, like the Young Bucks are watching this and they have like a headset. It seems like they're producing the segment here. Now, when it comes to the Darby Allin and Sting segment, they had some nice suits on them. Yes, they did. Basically, the whole point of this is that Darby Allin asked Sting if he wants to end his career as a tag team champion. Sting says he's all in and then proceeds to hug Darby Allin. And so, with the follow up, Big Bill and Ricky Starks have a segment after this, and where they basically accept this challenge of Darby Allin and Sting. And we find out that we find out during the main event that the tag title match is 2 weeks away. Now, it's interesting here because, again, going back to the Young Bucks, I like the shirt that you're wearing. It's a book? Okay. Now, going back to the Young Bucks. So, with the title match being 2 weeks away, this kind of tells me that Sting and Darby Allin are going to get a short run as tag team champions leading to Revolution, and they're probably going to drop the tag titles to the Bucks at Revolution. That might anger some people. Is it also possible that maybe Sting and Darby Allin defeat the Bucks and then Sting retires undefeated and they relinquish the tag titles? Like, I seriously did not think this was the direction they were going to go in. Kind of thought that, Sting's final opponent was going to be Darby Allin. He was going to put Darby Allin over, but seems like we're getting a tag match. So what do you guys think is going to happen here? Do Sting and Darby Allin win the tag titles and then go on to Revolution to face the Young Bucks and drop the titles to them? Or do Sting and Darby Allin keep the tag titles? I honestly feel, because the Bucks are heels here, that they will probably defeat Sting and Darby Allin for those tag titles and kind of play up the fact that they retired Sting, that they sent Sting packing. Because remember, they mentioned that in their promo last week, that Sting didn't belong, that he didn't fit the mold, and that they were going to send him packing. So I feel like that's what's going to happen here. That's what this is leading to. Yeah, it was a book. I didn't know you didn't know that. I was thinking Sting and Darby win the titles, lose to the Bucks. Exactly. Great minds think alike. I was thinking that too. Darby and Sting are going to win the titles and they will drop them at Revolution. Yeah. I think we're all in a concessions here that they're going to win those tag titles and they're going to maybe have a few title defenses between when they win the titles and Revolution, but they're going to drop the titles to the Bucks, and then the Bucks will get like the bragging rights that they retired Sting. Sting and Darby Allin win the tag titles and defeat the Bucks, then vacate the titles, and new champions will be crowned in a tournament. We know Toni does tournaments. # tournament Toni. It's kind of Sting's last match, possibly a tag team championship match. I like this idea too. Toni loves tournaments, so I can see that happening too. But I think that because the Bucks are heels, they're definitely going to retire Sting. So we get to go back after the Matthew and Nicolas Jackson segment, we get the Trent Beretta versus Wardlow here, and basically like Wardlow kind of decimated Trent Beretta here, but he did get some offense, and he hit Wardlow with the steel chair to the back because the ref was arguing with the Undisputed Kingdom here. Wardlow ended up winning, and it was a little post-match assault on Trent, and then the best friends came in to check on Trent, and Undisputed Kingdom called Wardlow to exit. Trent and Wardlow was mid. I do agree, it was a little mid. I felt like, I get the point that they're trying to show, Adam Cole did say Wardlow was going to run through the roster here, and you can't have Wardlow go through jobbers, like random jobbers like he did at the beginning, because he did that twice already, and I think he's well past that point, but this match just didn't do it for me. Like Trent Beretta versus Wardlow it was an okay match. It, wasn't too good. I wasn't a fan of this, honestly. It looked like in the end they are trying to break Trent away from the best friends. I did get that vibe, because Trent looked upset that the best friends were in there. May I remind you, Trent threw Danhausen over the top rope. And they were... I thought that was interesting. So I'm hoping that this is kind of like, this is going to lead to something, maybe like a little follow-up to that, but we'll see. Next, we get Deonna Purrazzo. Long may she fucking reign. Shout out to Lucha. Lucha, if you're watching, you're probably not, but if you're watching, that's for you. So we get Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm face to face. And I really enjoyed this segment. This is a fun segment for me. So, like, Toni Storm alludes to the fact that there's more to shame to Deonna. So if you guys aren't on Twitter or anything, or X, whatever you want to call it these days, Deonna Purrazzo was body shamed for whatever reason. And Toni Storm alludes to that during this. And she calls Deonna one of the most technical wrestlers today. And she wants to be clear that Deonna Purrazzo will lose. Now, Deonna says that she didn't come to AEW to make friends, but she came to be women's world champion. And she has no problem earning a title opportunity and winning arm by arm. And that she makes the point she doesn't want to wrestle this Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm. As she calls it, the delusional one. She wants to wrestle the Toni Storm that lived in her house. That is the Toni Storm she wants to beat, and begs Toni to reach deep down to find that version of herself. And tells her to look at her ankle because it might look like her. So they have matching tattoos. If you guys didn't know this, Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo have matching ankle tattoos. So that's what they were alluding to. Like they have matching tattoos. And one of the things that I really like is that the Toni Storm side was like black and white and Deonna Purrazzo was colored. They were really playing up that colored and black and white thing. Toni Storm throws a shoe at Deonna, and Deonna throws her shoe back. And to give Toni Storm a taste of what's to come, she attempts to put Toni Storm in the Venus de Milo, but Mariah saves her, and Deonna accidentally kicks Luther. And Deonna holds this belt up. There's just something about this image that like looks good, and something just feels right about this. Like, Deonna will be AEW Women's World Champion one day, and that is how she will look when she finally wins the title. Because like Matthew Braywall used to say in Impact, you can't keep the Ruchosa away from gold. Shout out to the black and white slide on the Storm during this. Yes. So I'm really excited. I cannot wait for Toni Storm versus Deonna. I'm sure that's going to be the Revolution match. Now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here because this is relevant. So we got a Taya Valkyrie and Johnny TV segment. The whole point of this is that Taya Valkyrie calls out Deonna Purrazzo and challenges her to a match because she knows her very, very well, which is true. Now, if you've never watched Impact Wrestling, they actually had 2 matches. If you're still in the chat, help me out here. I think they had 2 matches, right? The first one was at Rebellion in 2022, and the second one was in Under Siege 2022. Taya Valkyrie won both matches here, and it was for the Tipe a Reina de Reinas title. The first match was at Rebellion, which Taya Valkyrie defeated Deonna Purrazzo and won. And then the second one was at Under Siege, which was the rematch, and Taya Valkyrie won. Deonna, let me see, 3 matches. Deonna Purrazzo versus Jamie Hayter match for the title would have me torn. Hard to Kill 2021 to Hard to Kill 2021. Oh man, I don't recall that match. Let me see. 2021. I don't think I watched this one. Oh, you're right. And that was for the Knockouts title. Deonna Purrazzo won that one. So so Deonna's 1 and Taya Valkyrie 2. So Deonna Purrazzo's gonna get a win back. Okay, she's gonna make Taya pay for taking that Reina de Reinas title from her. Deonna versus Serena Deeb is a dream match for me. You're not the only one. That's a dream match for me too. Like I said last week, and I'll say it again here. I will pay Tony Khan whatever money he wants if we get Deonna Purrazzo versus Serena Deeb in a 30-minute Iron Woman match. Give me that match. I don't care if it's not for the title. That's not what matters to me. Give me that match. I will pay whatever he wants me to pay. Put it on a pay-per-view. Put it on an episode of Dynamite. I don't care. I want to see that match. Okay. So we get a Jon Moxley promo. Let me see. Lucha wants that match too, D. Great. So glad I'm not the only one that wants it. Take my money for Deonna versus Serena Deep, right? Everybody wants that match. Maybe if we like tag Tony Khan on Twitter and say give us what we want, Serena Deep versus Deonna Purrazzo, we might get it. Let me see. Interesting comment. You think it's got no direction now? Okay. I can kind of see that. But I mean, they're doing the rankings. They're doing the ranking system, so maybe it gives them some direction. So with this Jon Moxley promo, he's basically talking about about like the Blackpool Combat Club and how many championships, victories that they've had. He doesn't know because there's too many. Mr. Khan has until summer to make that match, or we're gonna have problems. Oh, we should be like Deonna. Give us Deonna versus Serena over Riot, right? So he mentions that people just come there and don't know what elite is. Like maybe they should look it up in the dictionary. That's the name of the company. He says that people think that it's all one big party and that he will personally maim, pulverize, and torture anyone who can't get with the program, keep up with every time he steps in the ring. So he's basically talking about how when he steps into the ring in Savannah, Georgia on Friday, he will cut his heart out, leave it in the middle of the mat for it to bleed, and he will do that every single time. He will give every little bit of his heart and soul to the people who paid their hard-earned money to watch what's supposed to be the best wrestling show in the world. He will do that every single time. Tag on, let's get that match going. So, really passionate promo by Jon Moxley. I really like it, and like you can tell, like he definitely like means every word he's saying. Like he puts his heart and soul into that because he wants people to be entertained. So, really good promo. We get Swerve Strickland versus Jeff Hardy. And one of the things I like was when Swerve Strickland mocked Jeff Hardy during this match. He just has a habit of mocking his opponents here. But this was a good match. Like Jeff Hardy hit Swerve Strickland with like 3 jawbreakers during this match. That leapfrog over the barricade that Jeff Hardy did to Swerve Strickland, I thought was pretty cool. But nevertheless, of course, Swerve Strickland defeated Jeff Hardy here. I don't think that Jeff Hardy was going to win this anytime soon. So this leads into what originally was supposed to be a Hangman Adam Page interview, but Swerve Strickland interrupts, and they both make it a point that they're undefeated. Hangman says, it's a new year, new him, and he calls Swerve Strickland a dumbass. Prime Jeff Hardy would have whooped Swerve Strickland's butt there. Yeah, he would have. It was a good match, but so random because no explanation started to build for it. I will give you that. So basically, like Renee Paquette reveals that Hangman and Swerve Strickland will be in dealer's choice matches next week, choosing each other's matches. Very interesting. I'm very curious to see what kind of match Hangman chooses for Swerve Strickland and what kind of match Swerve Strickland chooses for Hangman. It's very interesting. What kind of matches do you think they will choose for each other? I kind of feel like there'll be like gruesome matches. Maybe not necessarily a Texas death match, but maybe something along those lines. Maybe a street fight. That dealer's choice is interesting. It definitely is very interesting. What kind of matches do you guys think they would choose for each other? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section. We get Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. This was a good match. You want a Texas death match? Shit. Okay, against who though? And for who? Hangman Adam Page or Swerve Strickland? So this is a great match. I'm really happy Thunder Rosa's back. And, she defeated Red Velvet here with a double underhook and then a Tijuana bomb. Tijuana bomb representing, she's from the graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico. For Paige? Okay. So, like, when kind of like at the end of the match, it seemed like Thunder Rosa was calling out Toni Storm. But the thing I didn't like about this was that as she's like, she's like calling out Toni Storm, the camera quickly points to like the audience because I forgot what team was there, but there was some team there. And so I kind of didn't like that. I mean, if she's gonna call out Toni Storm, let her freaking call out Toni Storm and then shoot the crowd in that team. Like, don't like I didn't like that. So the last thing I'm going to talk about here is the AEW World Trios title match, Mogul Embassy versus the Acclaim and Daddy Ass. So let me see. Thunder Rosa did good for her singles match return. No ring rust for her. Yeah, definitely. She's killing it. I would also, you know what? Thunder Rosa did face Deonna Purrazzo. So I wonder if Thunder Rosa would want to get her win back, would want to get a win over Deonna Purrazzo. That's I wouldn't be, I would go for Deonna. I like Thunder Rosa and I like Deonna, but I think Deonna would beat her again. So as you guys know, last week we got the Bang Bang Scissor Gang form here, and the Bullet Club Gold. I gotta slow down and enunciate more. I think she will get her win back. You didn't even see that match. Oh my god, my light went out. So they did their entrance, which they have a really cool entrance. This was a decent match. I think it was just basically to highlight the Bang Bang Scissor Gang here. You're glad Thunder Rosa's back. She's awesome. Yes, she is. And they did help Daddy Ass and the Acclaim retain their trios titles here. As Prince Nana threw a chair in the ring while Bishop Khan distracted the ref. Jay White took the chair from Bishop Khan while Prince Nana was distracting the referee. The Guns took Nana, put him through like a little table. Daddy Ass hit the famouser to Bishop. The Arrival, Anthony Bowens hit him with the Arrival, and then Max Caster did the mic drop, and Daddy Ass and the Acclaim were victorious. Bullet Club Glowed. That showed a much. Bullet Club Glowed. That's a much better name. Glowed? What are you talking about? ODB versus Thunder Rosa one day. Okay. I'm not sure if that would happen. Let me see. Acclaim, Billy versus Bang Bang Gang, winner take all unification. Honestly, I feel like they're gonna unify the title somehow. Because the Bullet Club Gold is a ROH 6-man title champions, and the Daddy Clam and they Acclaim are trios champions. They're basically the same thing. So I honestly feel like they are gonna unify those titles, and either one of them will be champions or all 6 of them are going to be champions. I mean, when you stop to think about it, the ROH titles are called ROH 6-man tag titles. There are 6 of them. So technically, they can all be ROH 6-man titles, 6-man champions, when you really think about it, honestly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I talked about the main event. And so, overall, this is a pretty decent Dynamite. For the most part, I did enjoy it. The couple things I disliked was not a huge fan of Trent versus Wardlow here. Did not like the fact that it seemed like they cut off from Thunder Rosa after she called out Toni Storm. He gave it a 7 out of 10. Good thinking there, D. So I have to agree with Michael. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Some good stuff, but not some okay stuff on here. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. As far as tomorrow, I'm back to covering TNA Impact. Me and Burt Macklin, who is my co-host over on TNA AEW, we are going to be covering TNA Impact over on bodyslam.net. So make sure you guys check us out there. And I should be reviewing Friday Night SmackDown. So with that being said, also too, the WrestleManiacs and I are going to be doing Royal Rumble predictions. Make sure you check those out too. And I will see I will see you guys. I will see you guys here Friday after SmackDown. Bye.